Thanks for tuning in to Red Belt Radio. The following episode is scheduled for one fall. I'm Jason, and this show is dedicated to World Wonder Ring Stardom. Today I'm covering some of the top Stardom storylines from 2024. Because Stardom took a lot of risks this year and made surprise decisions that upset some fans, but they also told a handful of powerful stories that you won't want to miss. Definitely do not overlook these segments that made Stardom's year epic. If you find these transmissions valuable, please give this a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. In no particular order, we'll start with Hanan's Cinderella tournament from the month of March. The 2024 Cinderella was better than its 2023 predecessor by a large margin. The formula? Reducing the presence of double eliminations and placing Hanan opposite the most meaningful opponents possible. A huge underdog win against Mirai, the returning Cinderella from both 2022 and 2023. A climactic showdown against rival Starlight Kid, who lost the New Blood tag titles to Hanan in 2023 while injured, but returned from injury to beat Hanan in 2024 for a white belt #1 contender spot. And on the momentous final night of the tournament, a battle against Ruaka, who had dropped the Future of Stardom title to Hanan in 2021, and a desperate finals clash against Sourei, who had taken the Future belt from Hanan in 2022. What made this work was the sense of direction and connectivity within the story, the support that Hanan received at Korakuen Hall against Mirai, the knowledge that Mirai was leaving Stardom and was proud to be passing the torch to Hanan, the fury and emotion that Hanan brought to her matches and post-match moments, and of course the very impressive white belt title match that would follow between Hanan and Sourei at All-Star Grand Queendom. Next up, the latest chapters in the rivalry between Maika and Saya Kamitani. You probably know the large beats of this story. Maika defeated Saya and her best friend Utami while defending the red belt. Utami left Stardom and Saya behind. Saya lost her faction Queen's Quest in June. Maika became Saya's friend only to be betrayed by Saya and robbed of her red belt title. The two met in the finals of the 5-star GP, where Maika made history with the first ever perfect record in the tournament. But what you might have missed was the story within the story. On the night of July 28th, during Saya's turn, Saya told Maika the following: "I came here to make you cry." This was something that a misguided autograph recipient told Saya Kamitani during a fan meeting event in June. Art imitates life. And this line of dialogue set the tone for Maika's tournament. Maika changed up her wrestling gear and personality, incorporating the imagery of a clever fox. Some of her GP wins came from cunning reversals and surprise roll-ups, not just power and strength. Her personality became more sly, more carefree than ever. She didn't allow herself to be crushed by the loss of her title. And ultimately, it was Saya, full of malice and ego, who was undone by her own hatred. Saya was the one who was brought to tears. Her cruel intentions were reflected back to her. And because of her great dramatic performance, we still felt pity for her. Next, we acknowledge the utterly impressive work of Rina, who started the year as a champion and outlasted every wrestler in Stardom who did the same. Her Future of Stardom championship reign included a record-setting 12 successful defenses and lasted over 500 days total. Importantly, Stardom highlighted Rina's two most important opponents on the exact same day in February of 2024. Firstly, Miyu Amasaki, who would fail in her first attempt but ultimately return to end this legendary reign. And secondly, Rina's twin sister Hina, who would be foreshadowed and hyped for a whopping 6 months before actually challenging. which convinced many of us that Hina would stop Rina from breaking their older sister Hanan's record completely. Not only did Rina break Hanan's record by breaking Hina and making her tap out, but Rina also had pinned Hanan the month prior to become a new blood tag champion, which she still is. Rina's story continues and the new blood brand is still under her vigilant watch. Lastly, we have the most curious story of them all because we don't yet know how the ending to this one will play out. The story of Momo Watanabe in 2024. Failures, faction strife, and what could be character redemption. Momo Watanabe has damn near seen it all and damn near done it all this year. But she hasn't seen singles gold and she hasn't done enough to fulfill her destiny. Momo failed to become Red Belt champion in late April. She failed to become an Artist of Stardom champion in early June. She was the pivotal double agent in the Oedo Tai vs Queen's Quest match at the Conversion. Because of Momo, Queen's Quest was obliterated. But during the match, we found ourselves closer than ever to seeing the Black Peach abandon her heel persona. More failure. Momo shockingly washed out of the 5-star GP and failed to obtain the New Japan Strong Women's title in America. As things progressed, we noticed the uncomfortable tension between Momo and her faction mates during some of these big losses. In the most significant part of the story so far, Momo Watanabe appeared at Historic Crossover 2, wearing the colors white and gold. I'm pretty sure this was not only a celebration of her 10-year wrestling anniversary, but also the first time since that 2021 turn that Momo strayed from her dark color palette. Although she was met with failure like so many other times this year, Momo grew even closer to abandoning her dark nature when she threw her own baseball bat out of the ring and fought Mayu Iwatani fair and square, winning a big singles title again, confronting the members of her heel faction, joining the good guys. All three of these could occur in the final chapters of this story. Wherever Momo is going, right now she is certainly worth following. What storylines from 2024 are at the top of your list? What angles, feuds, and character arcs deserve an honorable mention? And where do you want the stories of Stardom to trend next year? If you found this transmission valuable, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. Thanks for listening to Red Belt Radio.